Lara and Bipasha were on Coffee with Karan, and apparently they spoke some things that were not very complimentary about me, and I don't know why. Karan asked me, he came to me in his typical Karan style, and he's like, "So Ameesha, you to know that Bipasha and Lara said this is about you on the show, and what are you going to say when you come on the show next week?" He was like, "Oh, your typical polished South Bombay manners." In fact, for Lazy Lamhe, I was, I think, the first Yash Raj heroine who actually had the guts to tell Adi that, "Adi, I will not be in a bikini for Lazy Lamhe." It's impossible for one actor or actress to give the biggest hit of that year every year. A Shah Rukh cannot do it, an Amitabh Bachchan cannot do it, a Rajnikant cannot do it, no one can do it. Hi guys, this is Ameesha Patel and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Arora, welcome to Bollywood Hungama, and today my distinguished guest is a very gorgeous Ameesha Patel. Welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you, Sakshi. It's a pleasure. I think it's been a long overdue interview. Glad to finally be doing it.
Thanks for doing this. You have always been so warm to me, and not only me, I know other people also. You have always been so warm to them. But you shared an incident with me the last time we spoke about how when you used to come on the sets of Kaho Na Pyar Hai, people used to think, oh, Mercedes mein aayi hai. And when Hrithik Roshan was not that well off, and people judged you for that, for basically something that you were not even responsible for at that moment of time. Do you think if you were a male star and if the tables were reversed, would you have been judged like that?
No, I wouldn't have. And if I belonged to a film family and I came in a Mercedes and my hero was in a Maruti 1000, I wouldn't have been judged. Like, in fact, for Gadar, when I walked into Mr. Anil Sharma's office and he till date tells everybody, I never thought she'd work hard. Mercedes में आती थी, डिज़ाइनर कपड़े पहनती थी, बड़े बड़े सॉलिटेयर्स 1-2 करोड़ के उसके हाथ पे. मैंने बोला ये लड़की कहाँ मेहनत करेगी, उसके अंदर आग ही नहीं है. लेकिन I was surprised she used to work harder than me. So I think we make this mistake of judging a book by its cover, and we shouldn't do that. And this industry definitely does that a lot, and that's sad.
Are there any downsides of becoming successful early on in your career? A lot of people definitely pray for that, but what happens when it actually happens? Because it doesn't happen to a lot of people.
So I think, like I say, Hrithik and me were very privileged that we got success with our first film and we became heartthrobs of the world, and we became a household name. But that has a lot to do with Mr. Rakesh Roshan, who again worked on a really, really good story, gave us great music, because without a good director, without good content, without good music, an actor can only do so much. So first and foremost, I would want to thank him for giving us that platform to build on. But we never expected it. We just worked really hard and sincerely. And I told myself from day one that I wouldn't let success or failure both get to my head, because life can go either ways. So success can destroy you and so can failure. And I think I was very level-headed from a very young age, because I got a lot of male attention growing up. I was also excellent in school, all-rounder, head girl, then a valedictorian, gold medalist. I had a lot of male attention throughout my career, as well as academic attention. There were jobs from outside that were constantly coming to me, and I didn't have to try very hard because my resume just showed it. But I always said that, Ameesha, it's very important that no matter what, you keep your feet on the ground, because it can disappear like that. So I brought that same discipline of working hard and letting the fruits of my hard work, whatever achievement I achieved, being underplayed. And I think that, yes, the hard part about achieving success so fast and so early on, your first film, then second film, then third film, was that people set your own bar of success too high. Like, how can every film be a Gadar? How can every film be a Kaho Na Pyar Hai? How can every Telugu release be a Badri? Like, it's impossible for one actor or actress to give the biggest hit of that year every year.
Absolutely.
A Shah Rukh cannot do it, an Amitabh Bachchan cannot do it, a Rajnikant cannot do it, no one can do it. So the expectations people put on me became hard. And that was when I couldn't match them, that's when they fell let down. And I feel somewhere even my audiences felt let down. You know, even when I wanted to experiment with roles that maybe have been lesser in quantity on the screen, but of value to me because I wanted to experiment, they were not happy. But you don't always get tailor-made Humraazes or Sakina roles, or, you know, you don't get that. I mean, girls are not even on posters anymore.
That's so true.
You know, so you barely get a song. Like they used to consider heroines just someone for a song and dance in a film and maybe 2 scenes. So if I was fortunate enough to get good, stellar, you know, roles, I was just lucky. It doesn't mean it could happen film after film after film, but the expectations are that. Had I started with failure and then gone to success, maybe expectations wouldn't have been so high, so they would have said, oh great, now she's performed. So both would have had their flip sides.
Absolutely. I have to ask you this. Please tell me, corroborate this if this is true. During the shoot of Aapke Khartir, one day you were looking so pretty that, you know, all these people said, Kala tika laga lo, nazar lag jayegi. And you were like, I don't believe in this. And you actually felt sick. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how do you explain that? Did you start believing in nazar after that?
It was a song where my director Dharmesh Darshan insisted that I should look like this ethereal girl in a white sari and, you know, just minimal makeup and jewelry and all that. And there was Priyanka Chopra, Sunil Shetty, Dino Moria, Akshay Khanna all on set, and all the guys came up and like, oh my God, Ameesha's looking so beautiful. And even my director was like, it's mesmerizing. And you know, everyone was like, told my makeup artist ki jaake kala tika lagana. Like, nahi, kuch nahi hai, sirf aise hi bol rahe, rehne do, you know, this that. And then we shot in the rain and the snow, outside, inside, in that sari, and I'm singing through all that shivering actually. So I pinned it on the cold that I fell ill. People pinned on, dekha, bataya na, nazar lag gayi, kala tika.
Did you start believing in that afterwards?
On and off. Like now my staff does it sometimes they don't do it, it's up to them. I don't go crazy about it, but I do it sometimes, I don't know.
Wow, that's amazing. I think everybody would want that compliment that, oh my God, I'm so pretty that I need a kala tika. That's so amazing.
I think beauty is what genetically you're given. I think it's more important to be beautiful inside, so I don't take
that's
that.
True. That you are. You are beautiful from inside for sure. Now, talking about pay parity, right? It didn't exist in Bollywood and it still doesn't exist.
And it will never exist, to be very honest. It doesn't exist in Hollywood also. And to be very honest, a film does ride on a hero's shoulders. Why are we running away from that? You know, how many female-oriented films, to be very, very honest, I mean, I can say it that I want the same pay as my male co-stars, but the truth is, the film is selling because of the hero, so he deserves it. You know, I'm not going to be hypocritical at all and say I'm this female fighter. Yes, give me as much comfort on the set as my male co-star, because we work in as harsh environmental conditions. And I want to perform my best. In fact, for a girl, it's harder because she has the makeup, she's in the snow in a thin chiffon sari while the hero's all clad in his, you know, winter gear and everything. So it's harder environmentally for us, right? So other than that, I will never say that I want the same, like, I will never say I want the same pay as Shah Rukh and Salman and Amir and Sunny and Ajay and all, because the audiences are coming for them. Yes, we do add a considerable amount in a significant role if we deliver, but how many female-oriented films, if you pick up, have really done those box office numbers that even a solo hero film can do? So why should we fool ourselves?
Right.
I'm not going to be foolish.
Okay. Apart from this, there are a lot of complaints that how payments also sometimes are not in time and payments are not made. Did you ever go through financial crisis because of all these reasons?
Oh yes, oh yes.
How did you manage that? Because you
have to just.
What exactly happened?
You have to just adapt. You know, they just turn around and say, "नहीं ये पैसे," और film नहीं चली. Like there's faith you go into that, you know, dubbing ke pehle there's a certain amount and stuff like that, and then they come to you, Ameesha ji, or XYZ, to every actor that please take it after the release. There'll be some, you know, money that will come from the release and etc. And even the film sometimes is done well, they still ask you to cut your payment. And out of relationships, I've done it for all. Like even successful films have not taken my payment, and the unsuccessful films to rehne hi do. But with corporates coming in, of course, it's better. It's much more organized. But yeah, what used to happen is, most of the films are made by independent producers who borrow money at a very high interest rate. And that's a very, the films go over budget, they want to maybe put it on a set or they want to put it somewhere else. And then the person to take the beating the maximum is the heroine. Because the heroes will still get, because like I said, that is another thing that should be controlled. Like, don't give us as much as the heroes, that's fine. But give us what you promised us.
Yeah, but did you ever go through financial crisis because of these issues?
No, I went through financial crisis because of other issues, not because of these issues. Those I managed.
Okay, alright. You were talking about how there were so many expectations on you, from your family, because like you mentioned that if you did not come first, you were welcomed with a cane, right? Now we are talking about, it was very common. Even my parents have given me a beating. Like it's a very common thing for us, like for our generation. But now these days people are like, this should not be done. You should not hit a child. You should not be too harsh on your kids. What are your thoughts and how did it shape you?
I'm very happy I was disciplined. I was very happy that I was strictly brought up, because I see the generation, how spoiled they are. And I truly believe spare the rod, spoil the child. If they had spared the rod, I would have been spoiled. So I'm happy they didn't spare the rod. And I think if I had children, I wouldn't spare the rod either. I'd go ahead and do what I had to discipline them, because in the future, that's what would help them. I'm only doing it for their good. I'm not doing it because I enjoy doing it. I'm doing it for discipline. Like even I would want to bring them up. It's okay to have an army like upbringing, at the same time be friends, because a balance of both is very necessary.
Right. Last time we were talking about actresses and their friendships, and you mentioned that how you never really said anything about anyone. So you have worked with a lot of female co-stars. Who's your favorite female co-star and why?
I think Rani Mukherjee and I had a great friendship. Priyanka, Karishma, etc. I've worked in Deepika, Jacqueline, whatever. It was just cordial. I don't come with issues. I don't come with complexes. I don't come with any sort of comparisons. What I can offer, only I can offer. What they can offer, only they can offer. There's a space for everybody. I bring what I can to the table. There can only be one Sakina, but then, Deepika is great as a Padmavat. So I will never compare, right? So I was never insecure. But I think the person I did 2 films with was Rani, Thoda Pyar, Thoda Magic, as a guest appearance with Saif for the Yash Raj film.
Who and can forget that? Lazy Lambi.
And then with Amir Khan in Mangal Pandey. And in fact, you'll be surprised, in Mangal Pandey, she was not the heroine of the film. When Amir narrated me the subject, I was opposite the British actor Toby Stevens, and it was only one love angle. And Amir had the love angle with the British actress, who gets jealous in the middle and everything. That's why the film was a little roughly edited. Rani was only supposed to be there as a guest appearance for one song. And then Amir halfway through the filming felt, one love story is already with a British actor. Let me be earthy and let me have the love story at least with someone Indian so the audiences can relate. And from just one item song, Rani ended up having a holy song with me and scenes and all. But I never felt that why. So I think that in fact she was just always be on set and say, "Arey tu kaisi itni dubli hai, bata mujhe," because her typical style of talking, and I would be like sitting talking like this prim and proper. So there was that contrast completely, and we all had a blast shooting it. I think you have to be secure with yourself, leave whatever they want to talk about you, not talk about you at home, and just do your job. Like I always used to say, I'm here to work, not to make friends. If in the process I make some good friends, then great. But otherwise, this is my workplace, like it would be if I was in a bank or I was in a corporate office or anything else, right? Yeah. So let me treat it like that. Why should I treat it any differently?
Yes. You were always also open about your relationship. I think you and Kareena were the only ones who openly spoke about being in relationships, right? So do you think that did it help you in your career, or I think it backfired, especially when you spoke about Mr. Vikram Bhatt? Because
let's not even go there. All I can say is that in this industry, if you're honest, honesty is not welcome. And I'm too honest because, like I said, for me life is black and white and you get what you see with me. And I was like someone who wears my heart on my sleeve. I don't think, and that has been the biggest drawback for me in my life. And definitely the relationships, the 2 that were public, the only 2 I ever had, because I was never involved with anyone else, they did take a beating on my career. And then for 12, 13 years, I was like, no men all peace. I want nothing in my life.
How does it take a beating on your career? Like if you, because
Because the single status of a girl is always more attractive for the people that you work around. It's always more attractive for your audiences, and they feel that if you're single, or if you're only dating someone from the film industry, like a superstar hero or something, it benefits your career. Otherwise, they don't accept it. See, a heroine dating a hero can still do films with the hero and continue getting the work. For me, that was not the case. So, it does take the beating, but you learn from it, so it's okay.
Okay. You were so close to your grandmom, and you always, even her WhatsApp DP is, most of the times with your grandmom. Now that she's gone, who is your safe place now? And how did you handle with the loss? Because I'm sure it must be very, very difficult.
So my safe place are two people. A friend of mine called Kunal and his wife Shal. I don't think there's a third safe place for me, and they have been through all my phases of life. They've seen the life here, they've seen it go down, professionally, personally, everything. And they are unconditionally with me. They are not those friends, I'd say family, they're actually to me, they're closer, their soul connects. They're not people who will be with me if I am professionally, financially, or personally in a happy space. They'd rather be with me when I am down and out. And they're so honest to a point where they don't care if they're fighting with me. But if a film of mine is bad, at the premiere, they will get out and say, don't get fooled by all these people around you saying, wow, madam, your film sucks, it's going to flop. They will tell me on my face. If a relationship is bad, they will tell me on my face. If a friend is around me trying to be a friend and is a wrong influence, they will tell me on my face. So I'm very fortunate, and they're my only go-tos.
Has Ameesha found love? Last time you said you were single. Have you found love?
No, not yet.
Okay. So what are the things that you're looking for, basically in a man right now?
Well, I think I really need a man who's smart, intelligent, honest, and I think every girl needs a man who can be a prince and keep you like a princess. In short, a man who can be a princess, keep you like a princess.
Yeah.
A knight in shining armor in all ways, whether that's mentally, emotionally, take care of you, cocoon you, give you mental, every kind of security you need, because I think I've reached that stage now where, I'm not, first of all, I've never been a casual dater or something, ki dekhte hai, and, God, I'm not known for that. It takes me a lot to get into a relationship. So, I always think if this is a relationship I'm in, then it better last forever. So with that comes expectations when you want a forever, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Going a little back when we talked about, actresses and jealousy and everything, right? So last time we cleared about Kareena, you never said, in fact, you praised her, media wrote it differently. This time I want to basically ask you about Bipasha. They were here and there, she said things about you in the media. And I did not find a video, but it was reported that, you said something like that, my grandmother wouldn't have liked if I had done jism. So how do you see this after so many years when you guys have moved on?
No, it's still a fact. The thing is that Lara and Bipasha were on Koffee with Karan, and apparently they spoke some things that were not very complimentary about me. And I don't know why, because I had done an entire world tour with Bipasha and we got along well, and I was totally civil to her, and Lara had done a film called Elan with her, and, I was very polite to her throughout the filming. So Karan was at the premiere of Vada and Basuji's film with Zaid and Arjun Rampal. And Arjun and I were supposed to be on Koffee with Karan in a couple of days to talk about Vada and basically the show. So Karan asked me, he came to me in his typical Karan style, and he's like, so Ameesha, you to know that Bipasha and Lara said this is about you on the show, and what are you going to say when you come on the show next week? And I said, nothing, Karan. I have nothing to say. I'm going to say no comment. Person has a view, they have a view. I have none. So he was like, oh, your typical polished South Bombay manners. I said, yeah, because that's me. The show didn't happen because Arjun ended up getting typhoid. So he was too ill, and then, we didn't go on the show. But the point is that I still stand by what I say. I don't think A Basic Instinct is a bad film. I think Sharon Stone is a goddess and she's super. And I don't think Jism, I think Jism was a fantastic film. It was a fabulous film with great music, great performances. All I am saying is, why Bipasha? I am not comfortable being a Sharon Stone. I think it takes guts to be there and be bold physically. Yes, I can be called sexy and hot. Am I that comfortable with that amount of boldness and skin show on screen? I am not. In fact, for Lazy Lamhe, I was, I think, the first Yash Raj heroine who actually had the guts to tell Adi that, Adi, I will not be in a bikini for Lazy Lamhe. So, therefore, the hot pants with the bikini top, because I was just not comfortable. So, it doesn't matter who the person. I told the top producer of our country that I'm not comfortable, I'm willing to walk out of the film. You know, so it was not said in any bad taste towards Bipasha, because I think she's amazing. I think she's sexy, she's hot, she's done every film, every role of hers completely well, whether it's Thoom or anything, and she's super comfortable. My grandmother would have shot me through the roof if I had done a film like that. She pictured me as Sakina. She was anyway unhappy that I came into films. For her, me in Kaho Na Pyar Hai on the beach in a skirt was too much. That's just, she was not happy seeing me in ripped jeans when I would go to her house in Pune. She'd be like, change your clothes. What is this? How can you wear ripped jeans? It's just the way you're brought up and you grow up with that. So yeah, you're answerable to your elders. You're answerable to certain expectations of you. And then you're answerable to your own comfort zone. My comfort zone is not Sharon Stone. I'm comfortable being Julia Roberts, Meg Ryan, but not Sharon Stone. But they're all superstars. They're all amazing.
Right.
But each of us is good at something. I'm not good at that. I'm good at this. You know, I'm good at being cute. I don't know how to be that. So that's all.
Okay, my last question is, what is the biggest lesson that you have learned about self-love?
Self-love is the most important, because if you are empty inside and you don't love yourself, how can you give outside? You have to love yourself, and that's very different from being obsessive and egoistic. They shouldn't be mixed. You need to value and love yourself, because only then can that positive energy will you give to the people you love around you. So it's very important to love yourself. I think everyone should love themselves.
How has your journey been when it comes to self-love? Has it been like this? Has it always been like...
No, there are times I hate myself. See, I'm not a person who's ever in denial. I know, Ameesha, these are your good qualities. These are your bad qualities. Work on these bad qualities. Do I succeed in working on all my bad qualities, like my hyperness, my temper? I don't always succeed. There are months I'm very good, there are months I'm very bad, because that's my nature. But am I not aware of my drawbacks? I'm very aware of my drawbacks. Am I not aware that I gain weight, lose weight, I must work hard, I must do this, or there's a certain illness I have that I should take care of, and therefore I must not eat this? I'm never in denial about anything. I'm the most honest to myself about my position in everything in life. You know, so I think that helps me, and that doesn't mean that you can get away with being nasty or anything and condone yourself because you say, at least I know I'm wrong. No, you have to work on it. Situations sometimes spiral out of your control and you can't, and you know, but I have a understanding where I'm going wrong for sure. So there hasn't always been this place that I love myself unconditionally no matter what situation. I bring myself to reality to know where I falter. Hi guys, this is Ameesha Patel and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.